Test. Can you hear me? Yeah, so note to self. This is why you don't update your broadcast software right before you go live. Huh, great. Yeah, I even had like a decent little intro today, but whatever. So hey, I'm Joshua. This is Lunch Break Roguelike, where I make a roguelike over my lunchtime. It is a Twitch-based roguelike, which weird, but I enjoy it, and it's a thing that you can play with me while I make it. You could also bring your friends and play with them because why not? Cool. So yeah, sorry about all the so it's an open source project. You can find it at github.com/joshua/lunch-break-rl. You can check out tag EP333, I think, if you want to be synced up with where we're at, even though I think this really is episode 34, thereabouts. I think my tags and my episode numbers got desynced somehow, and I guess it's not super important. Like, you don't have to follow along. It's mostly just cool to hang out here and just play while we work. So yeah, so unfortunately, I guess, fortunately or unfortunately, I worked a little bit off stream. I tried not to do that. But yesterday we ended with our kobolds talking about how we could make them smarter. And so I figured, oh, let me just try prototyping just a little thing, and I said, okay, well, how about if the kobolds can see you, they move towards you. And that seems, oh, that's pretty easy to do, right? I know all the tiles they could see. And then I can see, from there I can build a list of entities that they can see. And if one of those entities is a player, then I can have them move towards the player. And I found myself, that wasn't too hard to implement and it worked okay. But then I wanted to be able to escape the kobolds so they don't always track me. So I started setting these Boolean flags, like, are they aggroed, are they not aggroed? And then I had this thing where it's time since last aggro and all this stuff. And this is getting tacked onto the kobold. I'm like, wait a minute, this feels familiar. So what it is I ended up implementing the state pattern. So if you look here, we have our class kobold, and the kobold has now a kobold brain. So the brains encapsulate behavior, I guess, sort of. Well, kind of. Brains are just a thing that executes actions. So then if you look at the kobold brain has a state, and that's where the actual behavior derives from. So this brain has a state, and the state gets updated every tick. The state gets ticked, and the state is what kind of drives behavior. And like I said, if you're familiar with state machines, it's basically just a graph, and there are hooks for like if you look at the base class kobold state, we have hooks for when you enter a state, when you exit a state. So if you want to do logic there. I guess for the kobold state, I have this whole, there's an on threat spotted callback and an on threat lost callback. So those just get fired when they perceive something that is a threat, or when they no longer can see that particular threat. And I thought this was, I made it, at first it was on player spotted, but then I made it more generic in case I wanted to like also include things that hurt this. And actually, I may just refactor this even further. Instead of being a kobold, this can just be a base monster kind of logic stuff, because really there's nothing kobold specific. But the kobolds have two states. It's a very simple state machine. They're either idle or they are aggroed. So here we can see in the idle state. So I say, hey brain, give me the nearest threat to me, and that's not really true. That just gives me it just gives me the first threat in a list arbitrarily, but I can refactor this to actually get the nearest one. Hey, fire dragon. So if there is a threat near me, instead of setting Boolean flag, what we do is we go ahead and we clear our actions because we need to drop everything, and then we set this context is a shared, not really shared. It lives in the brain, but this context all the other states can access. So if we want to share variables between states, we use the context object. If not, we can just set set attributes on the individual class itself. And then we say brain, like this set state or transition state to aggro. So then here and down in the aggro state, we have a on state enter and on state exit hook that will flash either a exclamation point when they see you, or they flash a question mark when they lose you. And this actually works decently well because this allows you to like escape from them. If you can turn a corner and hide, they will forget about you, even though it's not super realistic. It's helpful. And then of course we have just a basic tick in here that handles like yeah. So if we can see the threat, you know, go move towards them. And then if we no longer can, or otherwise we just need to transition back out to the idle state, and the idle state just wanders around. Yeah, let's give this a play, and we'll see how you folks do against the new improved kobolds. I've tried to build in a decent amount of like stops. So like they will pause when they see you, and they will pause when they lose you for a turn, so just to kind of give you a chance to react. I think it feels really well, but let's just see how it actually works in practice, because that's the true test right there. Yep, so for those of you, if this is your first time into my stream, welcome, newcomer. Thank you. This is the game. On the left, we have a listing of the entities and items, and I guess I haven't fixed this yet, but the level also shows up here because the level is an entity. Cool. So RoboJester joined. Now, I guess the good thing, and so did Gusano, there we go. So the kobolds actually have a limited sight range. So you can actually see them before they see you. And they don't attack every turn. So they should, I mean, they're definitely, I think, certainly more lethal, because now they're going after you. And see here, like, I think RoboJester managed to sneak away because Gusano drew the aggro for both of them. Because they're going to stay fixated on him until, yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, Gusano Loco, you may wish to run, or I guess you could probably fight it out with this kobold. Maybe not. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think you broke line of sight with him, and yeah, he's just going to go back to his idle wander behavior now. Uh-oh. So it looks like the kobold spotted RoboJester, and he's going to now pursue RoboJester. Cool, so this seems to be working reasonably well. Let me think, what else? Another thing too is I think the way my dungeon generator is hooked up, it never spawns potions, so I want to fix that here real quick. I think that's maybe where I'll start. I think the AI for the kobolds works reasonably well. They're certainly way more lethal than they were, because they used to wander around randomly, and now they do a little bit more thinking. Cool. Yeah, so let's. RoboJester says they walked over kobold. Interesting. You shouldn't do that. I mean, you're definitely fighting it out with him and dealing damage. That's curious. I'm trying to rack my brain right now as to why that might happen. Yeah, you need to throw another punch there, RoboJester. Hooray! There we go. There we go. Nicely done. Yeah, and Gusano Loco, if you can hit that stairwell, you will recover all your health. So maybe it's in your best interest to go ahead and do that. But then do you want to leave RoboJester behind? That's the question, right? Oh, so RoboJester says the kobold was standing on the stairs, and you moved through. Weird. Yeah, because I don't really gracefully handle multiple entities on a single tile very well. Gusano Loco, no, run. There we go. Yeah, so now we actually have reason for the players to exit early without waiting for everybody. Nicely done, sir. Cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and add potions back to the mix. I think that certainly makes things more playable. Cool. Thank you, Gusano. Yeah, it just again you're suggesting like some sort of like heat map or something for the player position. Right now, this is not that. This is just basically if they spot you, they'll chase you. When they no longer can see you, they will stop, scratch their heads a little bit, and that's about it. But I think it feels a lot better. But yeah, let's just take care of this potion thing. So what I noticed is in my dungeon generator, I must have been working on stuff because here I have these. I remove this random stuff and I don't spawn. So potions are rare and I don't spawn anything rare. So let's see if we can make this work. So let's uncomment this stuff. So if random.random, so rarity is common. So we're going to do a roll and see if we're going to spawn in a rare item. And we should only do this and registry dot registered entities. Basically, I want to check to make sure that we have any of a particular type. Actually, I could just use this call right here. So what this does is this will return back a list of rare items. So basically, I'm saying if we have a 1 in 100 chance of placing a rare, and only do that if there are rare items to place. Then I should do the same thing for uncommon stuff as well. Again, there might be a better system for this, but right now this hopefully should work okay enough. I need to replace this variable with actually rare, because I want to check for rare. Then here I need to replace this with uncommon, because I want to check for uncommon. Yeah, so then if item classes, random.choice, item classes, yeah, that looks correct. New obj, what was there a loud? Was there a loud? Is my voice too loud? Weird. Here, let me turn off my desktop audio. I don't need that on. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. I can turn my mic down just a little bit. I don't think that's it. I should have all my stuff configured, but maybe because I moved to the new version, it unset all my stuff. I don't know. Sorry. Oh, I don't know what that was. It wasn't a real sound on my end. Is your volume loud because I'm too quiet? On the other hand, no worries. Again, if there are qualities with my stream, please let me know. So we have I guess let me just try running this and see if we produce any potions at all, and then I'll fiddle with the numbers to try to get the correct number of potions popping up. Here I'm just going to do some runs real quick. There's plenty of items there, plenty of weapons. Maybe if I made let me just start off by making items as common as weapons. I think that might be a good step because again, if there's only a 1 in 130 chance and there's a 1 in 100 chance after that, there's not going to be really very many. Sometimes the math gets a little crazy if you're not careful. Maybe I should just make it common. Maybe that's a better way to do it. So let's go into our item and potion and make it common. And in theory, we should get roughly the same amount of. Oh, there we go. But they're oh. Yeah, they're there, but they're not. Yeah, let's fix that. So what happens is potion should be exclamation point and foreground should be the pink color, whatever that was. Maybe in the Dungeon Master, is it still in there? Ocean. Yeah, so foreground is bright magenta is the color for that. So let's go to item, and we're just providing the correct color for that. It looks like it generated 2 that last time. So here it generated 4. Or none. I'm trying to think like what would be a reasonable amount, and again, it might even need to be based on player. This is 5, so maybe try pushing it to uncommon. Uncommon has a slightly smaller chance. Uncommon has a yeah, 1 in like a 1 in 280 chance. I'll try that, and then I'm just worried again that we'll never see any because it's so rare. So again, these numbers definitely need fiddling with, I suppose. I'll run. Again, it's when I'm stacking the math is when the numbers get kind of out of hand here. There's 1 there. Yeah, let me back it off from 1 in 4 to maybe 1 in 2. Let's try that. Because this is already behind a 1 in 70 chance. That's a 1 in 140 chance. There's 1. None. Yeah, potions just heal. They give you, I believe, 4 points back, if I recall correctly. There's 2 there. And there's 3. So that seems to be reasonable. Like sometimes we get a couple and sometimes we get none. But it tends to be a few. So I think 1 in 3. Oh. This is just becoming just straight up number weighing. Sorry. Yeah, 1 in 3 seems to be generating okay as well. So let's just leave it at that. Let's call that good. Cool. So it looks like everything is fine as far as volume goes. So let's just go and commit that change. We're just get status. And git add dot git commit -m we are adding potions to dungeon generation. There we go. Cool. I did it again, but less loud. Let me fiddle with the connections on my microphone, but again, I haven't. That's the weird thing is I haven't unplugged my microphone, in a long time. Less loud. I don't know what it might be. Cool. So let's yeah, let's play again. Python app.py. And I'll hop into and we'll see what trouble we can get into. Oh, and I aggroed somebody right off the bat. Okay. Yeah, Fire Dragon, you're going to aggro that kobold next to you. You got to be careful. Oh man, he's a sword? I'm dead. Nope. Woo! Woo! Oh man. Oh man. This is rough. I think, yeah, so RoboJester, I think you're fine. You drew the aggro for that kobold, so I was able to dispatch them. But I'm still at one health. Yeah, so now the kobolds, they have simple AI. They have 2 states. They have an aggro state and they have an idle state. As soon as they can see a player, they will enter the aggro state and they will pursue the player. When they can no longer see that particular player, they'll go back to idle. And that's basically it. Nixrod, you may want to grab that sword real quick, because the kobolds now are definitely smarter and definitely more tough. Robo Jester, that's an interesting observation as well. Yeah, previously the enemy AI was just wandering around at random, and now they actually track us. So I guess Nixrod, I'm going to try to draw aggro, and I guess let's see if we can team up on them. Because once you break line of sight, they will go back to idle unless they spot somebody else. But then, yeah. So I need that potion pretty bad. I'm gonna run for it. Here I go. Yeah, and unfortunately, kobolds have a pretty small vision radius. They can only see if you're within, I think, like 2 or 3 units of them. So I was able to sneak by, but now he saw me, and now he lost me. Cool. Yeah. So our vision is almost double theirs, which we can take advantage of. All right, Nixrod, I'm going to come after him now that you drew the aggro. I want to see if I can get hold of him. And they don't attack every turn either, which I thought was a little bit more fair. They do have like a little bit of time they wait. There we go. Whew! Got this figured out. Certainly more difficult. Okay, I'm just gonna pop my head in the next room over and come right back. Oh, sorry, Gusano Loco. I just screwed up your move chain. But I will put you back. I did not do anything to Twitch delay. Again, that is just totally out of my hands. I turned it all the way down, and then Twitch just does what Twitch does. But I'm glad it's good for you today. If I may ask, where are you geographically located? Not that that's changed, but I'm just curious. Cool. You're in Germany, and it sounds your stream lag is better today. That's awesome. Cool. Yeah, I guess. Hey, I guess Robo Jester, I'll help you clear out this bottom area if you want. We can kind of tag team the bottom area. Okay, there's one kobold in the room. It looks like Gusano Loco is doing okay with the sword by themselves now. Yeah. So we should, I mean, coordinate amongst yourselves. Maybe Robo Jester should draw the aggro, and Nixrod pick off the one that comes after him. I don't know. Whatever strategy you think will work. Gusano, you definitely need that potion. All right, Robo Jester, run. They saw you. Oh no, run, Robo Jester. Oh, I guess. Oh. Or you got that one. Okay, that's cool. Maybe I should do less talking and more playing. Cool. It seems like people are using the tactic of running away and then running back. That seems to work out okay. Oh, and it looks like Gusano Loco found the stairs down. Oh yeah, sometimes kobold the kobolds will still kill each other. They're not terribly smart in that regard. Oh no, Nixrod, no. Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna move to Gusano now. Yeah, I think New Obj was suggesting last stream to use @mentions as a quick way of typing in um, the player's name. I think it's actually an excellent suggestion. So let's go ahead and add that as well, just to make it easier to move to other people if you @mention them, because it gives you completion within Twitch, which is kind of a meta thing, but it totally makes sense. And I may accidentally let me stop. I don't want to actually, because I think the way it was pathing, it might have made me exit. Cool. Yeah, so I think the do that @mention. And then also from I think last stream, Dr. Kegel had a suggestion to when doing the pathing not to go through unseen tiles, and I think that's also a good suggestion. So I can probably implement that as well today. All right, I'm exiting. Let's go. All right, Robo Jester, you got this. Cool, next level. Oh man, right into the thick of things. Oh, they're going after me. Maybe. Cool, thank you, Gusano Loco. Yeah, I thought that actually felt pretty good too. It felt like we actually kind of had to work together a little bit, which again, that's kind of the goal of my thing. Yeah, I think it's way more compelling than randomly wandering kobolds. But again, randomly wandering kobolds was an easy thing to do. Cool. So let's stop here and let's do the @mention, because that should be simple enough. And then I will do maybe looking at some of the pathing stuff. Unless there's anything specific you folks want to see me work on, but that's what I'm going to work on next. So let's close this out and move on. And I think simply the easiest thing to do is in player.py. Let me close all these. Close all in group. Close. In player.py, that's when we handle the move command. So they just get handed an event, and then we say, oh, if it's a Twitch chat message event, then we know what to do with it. So then here, let's let me see. This is target. So we say this. So moves can be either a series of moves, e.g. ULER, or a player's name. Cool. So then we say this is players. We get all the players, and then we check to see if their name is moves.lower. Also too, if moves at 0, actually, if moves and moves at 0 is equal to the @ symbol, moves equals moves, and then we'll do a slice, and we will strip off the first element. Gusano Loco. Yes, you can certainly throw. Yeah. Yep, you can throw. Just type throw in a direction and it will perform a throw. So let's test out this moving to player using the @ command. That should work. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so I guess I just need somebody to join in and then try to move to me by using the @. Or I can do mv @nixrod. Yeah, that worked just fine. And that's, again, that's a lot easier, simply because, yeah. Oh, yeah, Gusano Loco, you still need to type in the move command. There we go. Yeah, but the autocomplete certainly is nice. Cool. Yeah, and then Gusano Loco, if you throw down, exclamation point throw space D, you'll throw Nixrod down to me. And then now I can throw Nixrod back up to you. Hey Nixrod, sorry. Yeah, you're not a ping pong ball. Yeah, but it is a nice way to. I mean, if you use throwing correctly, you move like I think 3 spaces, so it is a decent way to get a quick jump on things. Okay, so to move, you have a couple of options. You can type in move R for me to move right, or you can type in mv, and I can say right, or R to move right several times. And then what Nixrod was showing is you can also type in mv or move and you specify a player's name and you'll move to that player's location in the game. If that makes sense. So yeah, a little train, you are the orange A in the top left. We're all in the same room right now. And if you wanted to move to a particular player, you can use the @. Yeah, so that was easy enough to implement. Uh, cool. Yeah, so then let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can look at the pathing. I think that should be pretty easy. Gusano Loco, you're getting the exclamation point on the wrong side of the move command. You need to be exclamation point MB, and not the other way around. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So that's all working nicely, and it wasn't terribly hard to do. Yeah, a literal train. You can try killing the kobolds, and they will aggro and chase you. So the new thing as of today is the kobolds have basic AI. Oh, you built a keyboard macro. Interesting. Yeah. So let me quit out of this. Let me just take a look at our pathing real quick. Here, level pathfinder get path. Because what the pathfinder is this is set at on level scene, I think. Level scene, pathfinder, no, level, level, pathfinder. So the pathfinder here is just an ASAR pathfinder, and it uses yeah, it uses the width and the height, and the callback equals move cost. So the tricky thing here is both the players and the monsters use the same pathfinder. So maybe I should split that out because I want the players not to move into areas they haven't seen using the pathfinder, but the monsters definitely can because they all start off in places where we can't be seen. So let's try just copying this real quick. And something like this, and we'll call this player move cost, and then again, I may be able to come up with a better solution for it, but for now, this will be the player pathfinder, and okay, then player pathfinder. So if x and y not in self data return 0, and if x comma y not in self.scene tiles return 0. Cool. That should be that. That should be fine. That should be enough to make it work. So let's give. Well, I now need to hook it up, right? So in player.py, we have pathfinder. So instead of using I think how many instances of that do I have? Just the. So for move, I use a pathfinder. So this needs to be player pathfinder, and then down here this needs to be player pathfinder. Cool. So then, so player pathfinder is not calling player move cost. Thank you, Gusano Loco. Yep. So what they're referring to here is this pathfinder constructor takes a callback, and this callback for the player pathfinder needs to point to this function for the callback. So they actually do different things. If I hadn't changed that, it would still use the general move cost one, and that one would just not work. Cool. So a little train says, are you planning on any kind of inventory? I sort of have an inventory. That I guess let's run it like normal. So the tricky part is it's a single screen it's a single screen game, right? Like I don't want to show you, like if you hit I don't want to pop your inventory over the screen, right? So like it's going to be a weird challenge to design around that. Overduty says hi. Overduty is trolling me. No, thank you. Yeah, so what we need to do is I'm going to try to move, because basically what happens is sometimes we get these horseshoe shapes, and if when you use the pathfinder, it would go through the dark to get to you if it was shorter. That's kind of you. Here, can you, oh goodness. Oh, they're gonna tear me apart. Can I escape? Yeah, if some of you could path to me, see, it should take you the long way around and not cut through. So try like a literal train or RoboJester. Try pathing to me and make sure that it doesn't go through the darkness. Cool. Yeah, it looks like it did the right thing. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't a good example, but yeah, that should work. Yeah, the only other way I could think around that is if the callback somehow knew who was calling it. Yeah, RoboJester, try moving to me now. RoboJester, try pathing to me and see if it takes you through the black or see if it takes you around. Cool. So yeah, it looks like yeah, it looks like it is doing the right thing. Cool. Excellent. Thank you for helping me test this out. Hey Slayer Darth, thank you for popping back by again. It's always good to see folks come back for more craziness. Does my face look different? Hopefully not. I haven't shaved in a few days, so my beard is slowly coming in. But my face should be the same. Um, I hope nothing's changing. Cool. So that was also an easy thing to do. So yeah. What to work on next? The stairs are in a safe spot. Praise the stairs. What? Where are the stairs? Yay! A literal. Yeah, I know. Congratulations on your first monster kill. Hit me up, Slayer Darth. What do you think? A visual regression testing suite. Oh my goodness, that sounds like no fun for a fun project. No, I think for my next lunch break project, I think I'm going to do another Twitch video game. These are a lot of fun, and it's a really cool way to interact with the chat. Cool. So yeah, let me just get out of this, I suppose, and then let me just look at my get status. Clear get status. Get diff. Yeah, so we've separated out the player on a different pathfinder. We may wish to change this in the future, but right now it works well enough for what we're doing. Git add dot git commit dash m players now use their own pathfinder. Git push. Hole in the floors. Oh man, that may work. I mean, that would. I mean, yes and no. I'm trying to think of other interesting interactions. So if looking back at my notes, let me check off don't pass through unseen tiles. That was a goodie. I added new objects at mention. That's done. What else? Idle players. Maybe a command listing would be good. Again, I also want to have better weapons or better things to do. Do maybe interact with the environment. Maybe I can work on my pick item to actually allow us to tunnel through the level. That could be fun. A new object says project idea. Something like Artemis spaceships, bridge simulator, Captain So. Oh yeah. Oh, that could be really cool. Wow. That's a really cool idea. So what New Object is talking about is those games where basically you play a team like in charge of a vessel, and every team member has a very different role. Like one person is the radar operator, and one person is the engine operator, one person is the shield operator, and then there's one person who doesn't operate anything, but they tell everybody else what to do, which is kind of a cool idea. Blair Doth says they're confused. How come this is the programming community and yet people are still streaming games? I'm streaming game development because that's the type of programming I'm interested in. Yeah, no, Gusano and Nuaj, I'm totally feeling it. Yeah, maybe for the next series I'll try to do something like that. I don't know how that would work, but I'm certainly willing to try it, especially if like I'm hoping over Twitch. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. No, I think that's cool. Oh, well, that is weird, Slaydarth. People should stream programming on the programming channel. That just makes sense. Um, but yeah, no, unfortunately, I'm not super interested in like streaming just um, like straight up just like programming for programming's sake. I like making visual stuff. It's a little bit pretty. That's just my preference. Um, yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know if I don't know if you should report them or what's the proper etiquette for that. Um, Okay. But yeah, no, I definitely new obj and Gusano. I really like the idea of everybody in the stream having a role and doing a different thing to contribute. I'm curious how that could work. I really am curious for how that could work. Yes, there, Darth. Finding motivation after spending all day programming and to program more is hard. So pick. Okay, so if I want to make the pickaxe and I want to actually change the level geometry, I need to change how we interact with the level. Right now, I believe it's in creature.py, our creature class definition. We have a move, and in move, let me see. Can move. And then what we do is, if let me see, move. Do I use can move anywhere? Yeah, so if you can move there, move there. So basically, what I want to do is kind of like I guess the flyweight pattern, because right now I have a level class that basically is a two-dimensional array of tile data, and what I want to do is if we bump the world or the level, we bump the level. I want to return back an entity representing a particular square, but all the real data lives in this actual level object. And so these little classes are just like little helpers for us to work with a much larger data structure. So Gusano Loco says, ship would have rooms depending upon what room you're in and would cause bonuses. Hard from an information density perspective, I think it would be plausible for a certain number of players. Yeah, and real-time light. So yeah, it could be interesting. There could be a number of ways you could do it. Like I was also thinking too, like if I was manually like with a controller flying around a spacecraft, and you folks could flip on the lights or turn on or off the engines or turn on or off the shields, or something like that, that may work. Am I still here? I think did my stream go down? Yeah, Slayer Darth. Yeah, just for me, I just pick something and jump. Like I don't necessarily worry about like the perfect technology stack. And I try to keep it a small project that I can. Obviously, hopefully, I can get the prototype done in like less than a couple hours. Because working on my full-time project Delver, we try to keep this mentality that if something takes longer than an hour to prototype, that it's probably too hard for us, and we figure out a different way to do it. Cool. So I want to handle bumping the wall. So let me see what happens when I bump the wall. Let's try that. So let me get this whole debugger thing going. And join MB up. So what happened? So I'm moving. This is fine. This is a kobold, dang it. Can I do conditional breakpoints condition is instance self and player.player? There we go, done. F9. So conditional breakpoints are pretty sweet if you can get them to work, yeah. So that's not even getting called at all. So Slayer Darth, I understand that motivation, but if you wait for a perfect foundation, you'll never build anything. For me, it helps me to make something that works, and then I can make it good. Just like with my implementation of the Kobold AI, I got a ways into implementing the Kobold AI. It worked, but it was ugly, and then I went back through and I applied the state pattern on the code to make it actually really nice and much more manageable. Player. Player. So move here. Okay, so then I got my move. And I build, so yeah, I queue up a batched move, which is just a series of moves. So I shove those moves into my brain, which seems all right. And then in here, let's go to brain, brain. So I need to do, or actually, is it in the move action itself? Move action. Owner, yeah, so the move action actually uses owner can move. Yeah, so I think it's we're gonna hit here, and I think in this particular case we can't move there. Oh, we can. Oh, it's a kobold. Dang it. Again, is instance self and player dot player. Done. Hmm. 9. Yeah, it seems like it's not even getting that far. So I think in creature can move. Here we go. Let's add that. Let's add it. Is instance of player. Done. Okay. So this is, yeah, so this is us trying to move. And what's calling us? This prereq, okay, yeah, so it's a prereq in our brain. Yeah, so our brain is trying to perform the action. Yeah, how is the best way to do this right now? Because right now because we try to move into. Hey, King Dread. What has been added in the past few days? Kobolds now have AI, and they can track you down, and they do it relatively well. Actually, there's 5 minutes left on my stream. I think the pickaxe is out of scope for this next 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play for a little bit and chat with you guys and have a good time. And then in between now and then, I'll be thinking about how I want to handle players' interactions with the level. But I still want to use that pattern where I create little entities to represent certain parts of the level that we want to modify. I think that will work well for us. So let me just stop this and let's just play for a little bit. And I'll probably just let this go, but I'll do my sign out here in a few minutes. Take care, New Obj. Again, thanks for popping by, and thank you for subscribing. I certainly appreciate the support, and I do like your suggestion for the next lunchtime stream. All right, we are in kind of bad shape. Let me see if I can get this kobold off of King Dread. Yeah, so if you can break line of sight, King Dread, they will stop pursuing you and they'll go after somebody else. But we really need weapons. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna help Gusano Loco up here get rid of this kobold as well and get a little foothold into this area. King Dread, you should just flee up to back where we're at, because I think we'll probably make this safe here in a second. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Gusano Loco, for taking a few punches so we can get that cleared out. Let me see. King Dread, you need to get back here, and you probably should grab that potion. Yeah, going alone now will probably get you torn apart by the kobolds. No, I don't want to. I do not want to troll get contributors. Yeah, the kobolds are definitely mean. You need to break line of sight with them for them to stop pursuing you. And also, yeah, probably stay in the group. Let me see if I can help you out. There are no weapons here, are there? There you go. Yeah, see, King Dread, I think you got far enough away from that kobold to actually, um, again, break their aggro. You should probably grab that potion if you got a chance. Okay, I'm going to leave that kobold. Yeah, King Dread says breaking line of sight is not easy when you're dealing with 15 seconds of lag. So what you can do is if you can queue up a series of moves that will make you move around a corner, that is sufficient. And the kobolds will pause before they when they aggro, they pause a turn, and when they de-aggro, they pause a turn. So that gives you hopefully a little bit of time to get away, and also they will wait 5 seconds or 5 turns between attacks. Okay. Oh no, there's a kobold standing on the stairs. Yeah, he's gonna make life hard for us. King Dread, you want to throw them? Well, hmm. Yeah, I think if we try to attack the kobold, I think we'll exit. Um, exit King Dread, get out of there. Oh no! Well, that kobold has a dagger. Oh my goodness. No wonder they're so lethal. Yeah, they're probably gonna tear me up pretty bad. Yeesh. There we go. Oh, they didn't drop their dagger? Interesting. That's something I have to look into. Weapon dropping. Yep, the exit can be thrown around. Time to go, everybody. Get out. Go down the stairs. Quick, quick, quick. Yeah, the stairs are just entities, and all entities can be thrown right now. And, what do you folks think about the animations for aggro de-aggro? Do they convey what's happening well enough, you think? King Dread, you can use Robo Jester's name to move, like a MV at Robo Jester. That would move directly to them, so you don't have to type in a whole bunch of crazy commands. So Gusano Loco says they like them. Cool. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, cool. I wasn't sure whether or not to show it on top of them or above them. I guess I've just kind of been defaulting to atop them. Okay. Oh man, Robo Jester, you're in a bad spot. I guess Robo Jester, you have a dagger, so that does make you relatively. There we go. Nice. A literal train. You should grab that sword. It'll help you stay alive much easier. All right, but it's 1 o'clock, so it's been my lunch hour. So thank you everybody for joining me for my lunch break roguelike. I appreciate the company. I appreciate the feedback. It's been fun. The game is slowly getting more and more like a game, which is cool to see. I want to just take a moment just to thank the folks that support me by subscribing to me because I'm an affiliate now. And you can do that. So in no particular order, they are New Obj, Codrake, Fifth Elephant, Nympheus, Dr. Kegel, Glass Casket TV, and I believe Smith, I believe are my current list of subscribers. And I appreciate that because that just means that you are feeling the weird stuff that I do and you're encouraging me to do more of it. And I thank you for that. So I will just flip this over to game mode and I'll try to get back to work. So you guys have a good rest of your day. Take care, everybody. And also tell your friends about this so we get more people in here to play with us. That's a thing to do. Hey, I just wanted to come back to personally thank a literal train for subscribing to me. That means a lot to throw a few bucks my way. I greatly appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you for your support, and hopefully I can keep making weird things that entertain you. All right, back to the game.